You have 5 minutes?
Most entrepreneurs clamor for clout with investors, but Eddie Liu already was a venture capitalist himself. When he and his two co-founders, Sean Casey and Jeff Paeta, started Shiftgig in 2011, he was fresh off a decade-long job scouting deals for Chicago-based OCA Ventures.
Well, hopefully we get a good response if we sign up another hotel chain.
Shiftgig is a LinkedIn-style social network and job-searching site for the service industry. Liu says there was not one big light bulb moment that led to the idea, but years of looking at other startups and thinking this was a big idea with a big marketplace. With startup costs relatively low, he says the timing was right.
A big audience online is 18 to 22-year-olds. They're all on Facebook and they're not on LinkedIn. And when you ask yourself, well, why aren't they on LinkedIn? They just don't have a professional network that's as deep or similar to people that have in white-collar jobs today. And quite frankly, they don't have careers, which basically is what LinkedIn has proven, and they have jobs. And those jobs, when you start looking back to it, tend to be in hospitality or service.
Shiftgig works like this. Employers can post jobs, workers can search for a job or simply join to build their industry reputation. Customers and peers can rate them. The best people in each category win bragging rights in their city. And Shiftgig recently rolled out a deals page with discounts for restaurant industry workers. For now, the site is free, as Liu's main goal was building users in the tradition of other social networks. Shiftgig launched a year ago and now has 160,000 users and 5,500 businesses on the site. Liu says those numbers blew away initial forecasts, and he's projecting a tenfold growth in users and more than 20,000 employers using Shiftgig by the end of this year. Do you feel you're developing your business before your revenue model?
The minute you put a revenue paywall up there, it's going to slow down your user traction. And we've had so much engagement on our site that both the management team, my co-founders, and myself, as well as my board and advisors, have decided, let's just hold off on the paywall for another quarter because of the traction. Eventually, we'll probably have advanced features, either advanced search, so a fine dining restaurant could look for fine dining people only. But then we've also discovered a couple other potential revenue streams to take advantage of some macro trends in the space.
The question is whether business owners like David Mitria would pay for what is now free. He has already hired several employees for Lincoln Park's Barn & Company and his other restaurants through Shiftgig. For 12 years, he's been recruiting staff at other restaurants on Craigslist or by word of mouth.
It's a kind of a tedious process, and Shiftgig kind of came along, and it kind of narrowed it all down. These are all professionals, people that are in this business. I pay a fee already for Craigslist. So when you post something on Craigslist now, if they can monetize that and allow me to look at it for whether it's a yearly membership, 6 months, that would be fine. I would have no problem with doing something like that because you're getting real candidates, you're paying one fee, and it's going to be worth it. They'll pan out in the end.
Liu, who was named to Crain's 40 Under 40 in 2010, learned the hard way about cash management at his first startup, a dot-com-era Silicon Valley software firm that burned through a couple $1 million and went bust within 2 years. OCA Ventures was a lead investor and ended up hiring Liu, whose first job was a line cook at a country club in his hometown of Bartlesville, Oklahoma. Shiftgig will bring in revenue in 2013, although Liu would not say how much. He does not expect to be profitable this year. The company raised $3 million last fall, mostly from local investors, and is using most of that money on development, as Liu advised other entrepreneurs to do when he was at OCA. The company works out of Catapult, a co-working space for startups donated by law firm Foley & Lardner. Shiftgig is now in 9 cities nationwide, and Liu wants to grow in those cities first before expanding to others. In addition to restaurants and hotels, Shiftgig is also targeting retail.
I think the biggest challenge is which direction we want to go. And it's exciting. It's a big space. There's really no one in it. And we see several revenue and growth opportunities. And I don't think we can do all 3 of them well. So at some point in time, we're going to have to pick one and have laser focus and execute on that one.
And Lou emphasized the we in that statement, another lesson he took from 10 years as a venture capitalist. Don't try to go it alone.
I have two great partners. I think it makes it a lot easier for young, small companies that have huge hurdles to face to try to overcome it together.